The Sea of Galilee lay calm under the morning sun, its surface shimmering like a vast expanse of liquid silver. As the boat gently touched the shore, Jesus and his disciples disembarked onto the rocky beach of Gadara. This region, known for its rugged terrain and scattered tombs, held a foreboding air. The disciples looked around cautiously, sensing an unusual presence in the atmosphere. Little did they know, their arrival would soon become the backdrop for one of the most dramatic encounters of Jesus' ministry. Jesus had chosen to cross over to the region of the Gadarenes, away from the Jewish territories where he usually ministered. This decision puzzled his disciples. Gadara, a part of the Decapolis, was a predominantly Gentile area known for its idolatry and pagan practices. Yet, Jesus was drawn here, sensing a soul in desperate need of his touch. The boat journey had been uneventful, but the moment their feet touched the foreign soil, an air of tension enveloped them. Chapter 2. Meeting the Demoniac. The tranquility of their landing was shattered by a piercing cry. From the tombs, a figure emerged, wild and disheveled. This man, tormented by an unseen force, lived in isolation among the dead, his humanity barely recognizable beneath the layers of grime and anguish. His eyes, burning with a mix of desperation and rage, locked onto Jesus. Driven by the torment within, he ran towards Jesus, his movements erratic and fueled by an inhuman strength. The disciples, though seasoned by previous encounters with the possessed, instinctively recoiled at the sight of this man. The man's appearance was horrifying. His hair was matted, and his body bore the scars of countless self-inflicted wounds. His wrists and ankles were raw from where chains had been, now broken and discarded. The townspeople had tried numerous times to subdue him, but each attempt ended in failure. He tore through bindings and restraints with an ease that belied his gaunt frame, driven by the malevolent spirits within him. His dwelling among the tombs only added to his eerie, ghost-like presence, making him a figure of both fear and pity. Chapter 3. Extreme Suffering. The man, known in the region as the Madman of Gadara, was a figure of fear and pity. His condition was beyond comprehension, as he was often seen howling in pain, his body marred by self-inflicted wounds. Shackles and chains, meant to restrain him, lay broken and discarded, a testament to his extraordinary strength. No one dared approach him, leaving him to wander among the tombs, a living symbol of torment. His cries echoed through the hills, a constant reminder of his suffering to the villagers who kept their distance. His suffering was not just physical but deeply spiritual and psychological. Night and day, he roamed the tombs and the mountains, crying out in torment and gashing himself with stones. The demons within him gave him no rest, driving him to the brink of madness. The townspeople avoided the area, terrified of his unpredictable behavior. Children were warned to stay away, and even the adults spoke of him in hushed tones, as if mentioning him could summon his presence. His isolation was absolute, his humanity buried under layers of torment and pain. Chapter 4. Recognition of Jesus. As the man approached, something remarkable happened. His wild gaze softened, and he fell to his knees before Jesus. "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God?" he cried out, his voice a mix of pleading and defiance. It was a moment of profound recognition. The demoniac, despite his condition, acknowledged Jesus' divine authority. The disciples watched in awe as the man, who had terrorized the region, now trembled at the feet of their master. The recognition by the demoniac was immediate and profound. The spirits within him, though malevolent, could not deny the divine authority of Jesus. Their words, "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God?" echoed with a mixture of fear and reverence. The man's body writhed, caught in the struggle between the tormented soul and the evil spirits that had claimed him. The disciples, who had seen Jesus perform numerous miracles, were struck anew by the raw power and authority emanating from him. Chapter 5. Dialogue with Demons. Jesus looked upon the man with compassion, yet spoke with a commanding authority. "Come out of the man, you unclean spirit," he ordered. The man convulsed, his face contorting as the demon within wrestled with Jesus' command. "What is your name?" Jesus asked. The reply was chilling. "My name is Legion, for we are many." The disciples exchanged uneasy glances, understanding the gravity of the situation. The legion of demons, recognizing their defeat, pleaded with Jesus not to send them out of the region. The interaction between Jesus and the demonic spirits was intense. The spirits, though defiant, were powerless against Jesus' authority. When asked for their name, the response, "Legion," was a stark revelation. In Roman terms, a legion was a unit of several thousand soldiers, indicating the vast number of demons tormenting the man. This insight into the sheer scale of the man's affliction added a new layer of horror to his plight. Yet, even in their multitude, the demons were helpless before Jesus, their pleas revealing their recognition of his supreme power. Chapter 6. Name Revealed. The revelation of the demon's name, Legion, signified a multitude of evil spirits inhabiting the man. This name alone conveyed the depth of his torment and the formidable nature of the spirits. The crowd, gathering at a cautious distance, listened in hushed horror. They had always known the man was possessed, but the scale of his affliction was beyond their worst fears. Yet, in this moment, the power of Jesus stood in stark contrast to the darkness that had enslaved the man for so long. The term legion was not just a number but a symbol of organized, relentless torment. The people of Gadara, familiar with the strength and discipline of a Roman legion, could scarcely imagine the horror of such a force turned malevolent within a single individual. The townspeople, who had begun to gather out of curiosity and concern, now stood in silent dread. They watched as the spiritual battle unfolded, the unseen yet palpable presence of the demonic legion starkly contrasting with the calm, commanding presence of Jesus. Chapter 7. Demon's Plea. The legion of demons, recognizing Jesus' absolute authority, began to beg him earnestly. "Send us to the pigs. Let us enter them," they implored, their voices a cacophony of desperation. Nearby, a large herd of pigs grazed on the hillside, unaware of the spiritual battle unfolding. The request of the demons to enter the pigs was strange, yet it highlighted their desire to avoid being cast into the abyss. The disciples and onlookers watched, bewildered by this unusual negotiation. The demons' plea was a desperate bid for continued existence outside of the abyss, a place of utter desolation and confinement. They saw the pigs as a potential refuge, a means to escape the immediate destruction that awaited them if they remained in the man. The disciples, familiar with Jewish dietary laws that deemed pigs unclean, found the request both bizarre and fitting. The crowd, now a mix of curiosity and fear, held their breath, waiting to see how Jesus would respond to this strange entreaty. Chapter 8. Transfer to Swine. With a simple word, Jesus granted their request. The demons left the man and entered the pigs. Suddenly, the entire herd, about 2,000 in number, went berserk. Squealing in terror, they stampeded down the steep bank and plunged into the sea, where they drowned. The water churned with the thrashing bodies of the pigs, and then all was silent. The man, now free from his torment, lay still at Jesus' feet, exhausted but finally at peace. The sight of the demon-possessed pigs was both chaotic and tragic. The animals, once calm, became a frenzied mass of panic and destruction, driven by the evil spirits within them. Their mad dash towards the cliff was unstoppable, ending in a mass drowning that stunned the onlookers. The water, once serene, was now stained with the aftermath of the spiritual battle. The man, however, was transformed. The chains of demonic oppression had been broken, leaving him free and whole. His eyes, once wild with torment, now reflected a profound peace and gratitude. Chapter 9. Witnesses' Reaction. The herdsmen, stunned by what they had witnessed, fled. They spread the news throughout the city and countryside, their voices filled with a mix of fear and astonishment. "The man, the madman, he's been healed. And the pigs, they're all dead," they exclaimed. The news spread like wildfire, drawing people from every corner of Gadara to see the miracle for themselves. What they found was beyond their wildest imaginations. The herdsmen, responsible for the pigs, were the first to witness the dramatic conclusion of the spiritual battle. Their livelihood had been destroyed in an instant, yet their shock was not just economic. The transformation of the demoniac, known to all as a lost cause, was nothing short of miraculous. They ran to the city, their voices rising in urgency and disbelief. The townspeople, hearing their frantic accounts, hurried to the scene, each person filled with a mixture of fear, curiosity, and a faint glimmer of hope. Chapter 10. The townspeople's fear. As the townspeople arrived, they saw the formerly possessed man sitting calmly, clothed, and in his right mind. The transformation was so complete, so absolute, that it was almost difficult to believe he was the same person. Yet the evidence was undeniable. Fear gripped their hearts, not just because of the man's transformation, but also because of the power that had accomplished it. The loss of the pigs, a significant economic blow, added to their unease. The sight of the man, now serene and clothed, was both a miracle and a mystery. The townspeople, who had only known him as a figure of terror, could hardly reconcile this peaceful figure with the madman of the tombs. The change was so profound that some wondered if it was truly the same person. Their fear was compounded by the realization of the power that had wrought this change. This power, which could command legions of demons and cause the death of thousands of pigs, was beyond their understanding. The loss of the pigs also struck a practical fear in their hearts, as the economic impact was immediate and severe. Chapter 11. Request for departure. Overwhelmed by what they had seen and the implications of such power in their midst, the townspeople approached Jesus. Their voices trembled with a mixture of reverence and fear as they pleaded with him to leave their region. The miraculous event, rather than drawing them closer, pushed them away, as they could not comprehend or control the divine power that had visited them. Jesus, understanding their fear, prepared to depart, his mission of mercy fulfilled. The request for Jesus to leave was tinged with both respect and terror. The townspeople recognized his extraordinary power but were not ready to embrace it. The miraculous healing of the demoniac was a blessing, but the subsequent events left them fearful of what other unforeseen consequences might arise. Jesus, always attuned to the hearts of people, did not argue or resist. He respected their wishes, knowing that the seed of faith had been planted through the healed man's transformation. As he prepared to leave, the once possessed man looked at him with a mixture of gratitude and longing. Chapter 12. Transformed man's desire. The man who had been freed from the legion of demons, now in full possession of his faculties, approached Jesus. Gratitude and a newfound sense of purpose filled his eyes. "Let me come with you," he begged. He wished to stay close to the one who had given him a new lease on life. However, Jesus had a different plan for him. "Go home to your friends and tell them how much the Lord has done for you, and how he has had mercy on you," Jesus instructed. The man's plea to accompany Jesus was heartfelt and sincere. Having experienced such a profound transformation, he naturally wanted to remain close to his Savior. But Jesus, with his infinite wisdom, saw a greater purpose for the man. His story, his testimony, would be a powerful witness to God's mercy and power. By staying in his own region and sharing his experience, the man could reach many more souls. Jesus' command was clear and filled with purpose: to spread the good news of what had happened and to bear witness to God's grace. Chapter 13. Spreading the news. Obeying Jesus, the man set off on his new mission. He traveled throughout the Decapolis, a region comprising 10 cities, sharing his story with anyone who would listen. His testimony was powerful, a living testament to the mercy and power of Jesus. People marveled at his words, and his transformation became a beacon of hope. The news of what Jesus had done spread far and wide, touching countless lives and stirring faith in the hearts of many. The man's journey through the Decapolis was nothing short of remarkable. Everywhere he went, people listened in awe as he recounted his experiences. He spoke of the darkness that had consumed him, the torment of the legion of demons, and the miraculous power of Jesus that had set him free. His story resonated deeply, especially among those who had known him in his previous state. The transformation was undeniable, and his words carried the weight of first-hand experience. As he traveled, the ripple effect of his testimony spread, leading many to seek out the teachings of Jesus and to open their hearts to his message. Thus, the story of the madman of Gadara is not just a tale of miraculous healing, but also a profound narrative of transformation, mercy, and the undeniable power of Jesus. From the shores of Gadara to the cities of the Decapolis, this account continues to inspire and amaze, a testament to the enduring impact of one man's encounter with the divine. The man's journey from torment to testimony serves as a powerful reminder of the transformative power of faith and the boundless mercy of God.